Hello friends, I am in the beautiful historic Stony Brook at the Long Island Museum. The museum is located in historical Stony Brook on 25A. And this is the museum center. All kinds of exhibits. The reason I'm here is I want to take a close look at Carol Hummel's crocheted trees. I'm going to take a walk across the street to one of the first crocheted trees on the site by Carol Hummel. So as you can see, this tree here has been designed from the bottom up with yarn in the form of crochet. And the colors just blend into the natural color of the tree. So let's take a closer look at the tree. It's all the way up the branch. Crocheted. Carol Hummel actually had volunteers help her to create this beautiful tree. And they worked for months on it and came back recently to do the trees down at the visitor center. And then over here next to the carriage house. Beautiful day. Look at the colors on this one. I should have worn boots today. What I was thinking. Look at how they're chained together. Beautiful. I noticed on my walk over that the tops of this fence have been decorated with crocheted hats of some sort. Aren't they amazing? Let's go look through here. You see, there's more trees decorated. Now, right now the museum is closed, so I highly recommend you come back with your family, or come here with your families. And in that building over there, you can see work from artists like William Sidney Mount. Some of the work is from the past, but there's exhibits with work from today. And a lot of what's there is from the original collection. So Ward Melville and his wife and local investors took a building on this site and turned it into a museum, much like you see here. And over there, that is a one-room schoolhouse. School was only in session in the winter and summer months because the children had to work on the family farms in the spring and fall. Here, this building is the carriage house. So that building is where the blacksmith worked, to shoe the horses and work on carriages. There's some modern sculptures. And in this building here, it's an art studio. You can go in there and learn how to do different art techniques. Each year, the Visitor Center has a gallery and it hosts the Colors of Long Island, the student exhibit. And this past March, we had 2 students exhibit, and this is Julian. He is a Canaan student, and that's his work. So you need to come out with your family. Come visit the Long Island Museum and get to see some of the beautiful installations done by Carol Hummel and her volunteers. And don't forget to go to the Carriage House and get to see some of the work up in the museum and share it with us. So the crocheted trees inspired me to do this marker drawing. I used patterns to create my own crocheted tree wraps. Let me show you how. Alright, to draw the trees, we're going to start at the bottom, and we're going to draw our trees coming up. What I want you to do, in the center of the paper at the bottom, make 2 little marks. That's going to be the bottom of your tree trunk. And then you're going to bring it up towards the top. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, because trees are not perfectly straight. They do have a little bit of a curve in them sometimes. All the way to the top. All the way to the top. Now, you have space on both sides. You can choose a side, or you can do both, where you can draw a branch. Now, when you draw branches, they're usually, or if you look at a tree, they're the letter Y. So if you draw a line, let it go off the top of the side, but it's not a branch yet, it's just a line. So go back to your tree trunk, and you're going to start by continuing with your branch, and then it gets narrower. Doesn't touch, they're parallel, but they do get closer together. This space right here, we will erase that later. Let's make another tree. Go straight up, and then when you get to that branch, you stop, you lift up, and you continue. Go back to the bottom. Now this is the tree trunk for the second tree. Bring it up. When you get to the tree branch or the tree, you stop and you lift, and then you continue. I can make another branch maybe further down. Maybe start from here. Is it a branch yet? No, it's just a line. So go back, start from here, and you go closer together. Now you have a tree with a branch. Make another tree, behind, stop, and lift. Maybe it goes off the side. Maybe this tree is a little narrower. And it goes up and off the top. Now I can have it go off here, or I can have it go behind here. So let's do that. Stop and go behind. Here, it's just a line. Now let's make it a branch. There you go. And imagine it's going off the top there. I have room for another tree. Maybe this one's a little bit bigger. That's my marking. And then you make a tree trunk. And going up like that. Now I have space on both sides, negative space, empty space, so let's make another branch. It's not a branch yet, it's just a line. Now it's a branch. Maybe I can make one here. Whoa, it keeps going. I go back. Now I have a tree branch. Okay, so now I need to erase only the part of the tree where the line is not needed. So I erase there, I erase there, and I erase there. I don't erase here. Any idea why? Because this is a different tree. Right. So let's go back, and I'm going to do this one. Let's see where else. That's another tree, so I don't erase that. This branch needs to be erased right there. Do I need to erase those? Right here? No, those are part of a different tree. And this is going behind here, so that stays. Now I can take my Sharpie and trace. So when you're using the Sharpie marker, you want to take your time. Your line should be smoother than your pencil. Nice and neat. Take your time. It's not a race. And this is your opportunity to correct lines. I wanted that a little bit wider, so I did that. I made it wider. anything that you can see that's pencil line. Now I'm ready to do my patterns. There we go. So now you can start planning what patterns you'd like to do on each tree. I kept mine the same on each tree, just for the sake of design. So let's see. I know Carol Hummel did a lot of circle designs, so maybe from her inspiration, I'll start with circles. So it looks like it's wrapping around the tree. That one doesn't need it. Maybe I'll do rectangles in this one. You don't need to copy what I do. You come up with your own designs. But if I inspired you, you're welcome. Maybe this one's just polka dots. More circles than oval. Definitely different from the first one. But the same thing goes. When you're at the edge of the tree, it's wrapping around it. Oh, I forgot this whole branch. I think this one I'm just going to make it look like it's almost like a candy cane. See how I curve down? It makes it look 3D. So it's stripes. And as it goes further up, the curves start to go in the other direction, so it starts to look 3D. Isn't that a cool trick? A lesson in perspective, how you see things. So I started at the bottom of this, curving up, and then as I went to the middle, it was a straight line, because that's your eye level, if we were standing next to the tree, and then we started curving up. Looks 3D. Definitely like Cat in the Hat. Now for color. So you can do this with crayon, or you can do this with marker. I did mine with marker. And the background, I just did a wash of blue and left white for clouds, so that it looks like it's blue sky with some puffy white clouds. So now you have to figure out color pairs. 2 colors and a helping color to get through your design. In this case, it was more random, but I repeated those colors. Not as random as it may be, but there's more options of color when you're doing it like that, almost like confetti. But one color tied it together, and that was a color that I did not use in those circles. So I'll do one, and then I'm going to let you go off and do it your own way. First color all the way through. Then I do the next color. Let's see, red. your colors, you choose your patterns, but be consistent. What I like to do in big shapes, of course use the side of the nib, and I outline it first. I tell my little friends, you make a fence so the dog doesn't get out, and then you color the yard. It helps to keep your hand from going out of the shape real fast when you're coloring quickly. So really, your hand is your dog. All right, I'm going to finish coloring, and I'll show you my finished product.